This is a judicial misconduct hearing into what happened in a Hamilton courtroom one day in November last year, involving a judge named Bernd Zabel. He's an Ontario court judge, been the judge for a long time, 27 years. And on this day, it was the day after the American election, the judge came into his courtroom and he was wearing an ill-fitting "Make America Great Again" hat. Obviously the sort of chief campaign slogan of Donald Trump, who is now the president, and a very controversial president he is. The judge kept the hat on for a couple of minutes. He said, in essence, this is in celebration of an historic event, unprecedented. And then the court went about its business until the very end. After the lunch break, they ran out of customers, as it were. And the judge removed the hat, by the way, after he said this, and left it on the bench beside him. At the morning break, he took it into his office, his chambers, and put it away. And nothing more was said about the hat until the end of the day, when he was leaving and he thought he was not being recorded because court had ended for the day and the mics are supposed to be turned off. But on the way out, Crown Attorney said something to him about the hat, and Judge Zabel said, yeah, well, it was, it pissed off all the other judges because they voted for Hillary and I was the only one voting for Trump. Well, of course, he was using the word vote in the way that some people do when they say, I'm voting for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You know, it was that kind of use, because obviously no Canadian judge holds American citizenship and can vote. That aside, when this hit the headlines a couple of days later, it was extremely controversial. As you may remember, many Canadians and many Americans were openly gnashing their teeth and weeping and clutching their hearts in horror at the Trump election. So the judge has admitted that this constituted misconduct, wearing a hat, and indeed it did. I have sat in courtrooms and watched people be quite humiliated when court officials come over to them and say, take off your hat. You know, there's a lot of old-fashioned decorum in a courthouse, in a courtroom. Anyway, so what we did today, there was an agreed statement of facts. Everybody agrees what the judge did was wrong. He says he's sorry. He said it again today. He testified. He explained that what he meant was not in celebration of the Trump victory, but to commemorate an historic event. He used the wrong word. And when he said he was a Trump supporter, he didn't mean he was a Trump supporter. And the panel, which is hearing this, will make of it what it will. They haven't decided and won't for some time. The judge could lose his job. He could be merely reprimanded or warned about his conduct. He was an exceptional judge, is an exceptional judge for a great many years, almost 3 decades, and he has many supporters. And I guess the very bottom line of this is, should a big judicial mistake, this was a big mistake, it caused many people to question the impartiality of the bench, etc. But should one mistake in an otherwise exemplary career cause a man to be removed from the bench? I don't know what the panel's going to decide. I think probably they could send a stern message by maybe suspending him, or suspending him without pay for a time, or reprimanding him. But I'm hard-pressed to think he should lose his job for this, imprudent as it was. I'm Christy Blatchford.